In today's video, I'm gonna turn Akedo Warrior 3 Strikes Ninja into a custom Minecraft chicken jockey training figure. And we're gonna attempt to do this build on hardcore mode, and not by choice. The movie theater we went to was completely sold out of chicken jockey popcorn buckets, and I was really planning on using it as a model, and a popcorn bucket. I was also shocked to discover that they didn't release any new chicken jockey toys, so we don't have any parts to work with, which means this build will rely entirely on my clay sculpting skills. Yeah, we might be in trouble.
Oh, we're in trouble.
To get started, I'm gonna carefully remove the head with a tiny flat screwdriver. Cut off both arms with a coping saw. Remove the base plate with a pair of trim shears. And finally, I'll cut off both feet. Then I'll throw everything I don't need into the legendary mythical parts drawer. Now that our Akedo figure is all cut up, the first order of business will be to mount him back onto the base plate. To mimic chicken legs, I'll be using a 16 gauge finish nail bent into a U shape. And to make sure our chicken jockey doesn't end up breaking in battle, I'll grind out a channel in the plastic for the bottom side of our U-shaped nail to sit in. The super glue will help hold it in place for the time being, but the clay we add later will be doing most of the work. Now, I'll carefully mark out 2 holes in the base plate, drill them out using a hand drill, and insert the top of our U-shaped nail, or the bottom of our lowercase l's. Using another one of our 3 Strikes Ninja doubles, I can see that the height from the right shoulder to the base plate is about 1 inch and 5/16. And if you're not familiar with the standard system, don't worry. I myself use the eyeball system.
It's so simple.
Before gluing everything together, I'm gonna bend the end of our L's in opposite directions to guarantee that if he does break, it won't be from this connection. The plan now is to transform the bottom half of our figure into a chicken and the top half into a baby zombie. To ensure everything is scaled correctly and functioning properly, I think we need to start by sculpting the chicken's body. And if this is your first time watching an Eddie's World video and you're wondering to yourself, why does the chicken's body look like a rock he randomly picked up off the ground? It's because you haven't yet mastered the eyeball system. You see, after letting our rock-shaped chicken completely harden, I'll then sand it down until I achieve perfection. Not from this angle, or this angle, or this angle, but from this angle. Since I'm planning on making this popcorn bucket version, I'm gonna work on the baby zombie next, since he'll be way harder than the chicken. And one thing to keep in mind is that weight will be a factor here, since I forgot to upgrade the spring that launches the body into the air, and it's way too late now.
Let's get building! It's zombie!
I'll start by using more nails, this time as armatures for the legs and arms. And you might be asking, why does this guy have so many nails? And why does he use nails instead of armature wire? These are both very good questions, and it shows me that you've been paying attention.
What's the answer to the question?
To save time and sanity, I'll borrow the hands from this figure I cut up a long time ago. Comment if you remember who it is. To achieve the "I'm about to grab you" gesture, I squeezed both hands into a clamp and dabbed on a little super glue to help lock it in place. Now we can work on the head, and instead of using a solid chunk of clay, potentially messing up the aerodynamics of our baby zombie, I'm gonna use styrofoam as a form to create a square-shaped shell. And in case you didn't know, clay sticks to styrofoam like an egg in a frying pan. To remedy this, I rummaged through my toolbox until I found my trusted bottle of Mod Podge, which helped the clay stick to the styrofoam like an egg on a frying pan.
I'm so confused right now.
And after getting our clay cube perfect, I spent the next 20 minutes sanding it down, getting it more perfect. Next, I drilled a hole in what I thought was the bottom of the head and placed it onto the neck of our figure. I also used the rest of the clay I mixed up to make the head of our chicken. Here I am admiring my work so far, and it was at this point that I realized our baby zombie's head was not only weak at the corners, it was humongous.
Wow, you look fantastic.
Cutting open the head and adding more clay from the inside will not only provide strength, it'll also allow us to sand down more of the outside. And hopefully, we can avoid a complete disaster. Speaking of disasters, little do I know, I'm about to sculpt the face of the baby zombie and turn him into what both Eddie and Clark described as an old man. You're not an old man, are you? I reinserted a block of foam into the head so his newly sculpted dome wouldn't cave in on itself, and proceeded to add a pair of old man arms and legs. Here are all the chicken parts I pre-made out of leftover clay. Just like that, our chicken is complete. Before we can call baby zombie complete, he needs to put on his boots and his head. Now, we're ready to paint. I quickly realized that I was gonna need another way to hold baby zombie during painting, and that's when I glanced over and saw 3 Strikes Ninja. This isn't a chicken jockey build, it's a Goro from Mortal Kombat build. Painting Goro's pet chicken was extremely simple and easy, but I knew that the baby zombie was gonna be a nightmare, and all because of one color. I wanted to perfectly match the green on the popcorn bucket zombie, and after trying a few different colors with no success, I knew that I had no choice but to mix my own. And after adding a few drops of white to a puddle of green, I finally found a color that I was happy with. After spraying on a protective layer of satin clear coat, I was about to call this build finished. But what kind of a popcorn bucket doesn't even hold any popcorn? Here's our finished chicken jockey popcorn bucket training figure. Only the 3rd custom training figure in the history of Eddie's World. And check this out.
Chicken jockey.
Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button because I'm planning on revealing our training figure to the boys. And I also have a little Minecraft surprise for them that we just recently drove from one end of the island to the other searching for. You don't want to miss it. If you like this video, don't forget to check out the Eddie's World YouTube channel where we have hundreds of videos just like this. And don't forget to click subscribe so you can see other great videos every Saturday morning. And hit that bell button so you can get notifications. Thanks for watching.